With the romance genre in Hindi films doing considerably well at the box office, including Zara Hatke, Zara Bachke, and Tu Jhooti Main Makar, comes a movie that has many people curious, especially because of what it keeps at bay. Kartik Aaryan, after a solid 2022, has been finding his bearings this year, and his second collaboration with Kiara Advani, at least from the teasers, trailers, and songs, presented a large-scale romantic drama where Kartik is not restricted to just being the comedic relief, but flexes his acting chops as a dramatic actor as well. I have always maintained Kiara is a great dramatic actor and was curious how they've explored her strengths in this film. Satyaprem ki Katha, directed by Sameer Vidwans, a creator who has mostly worked in Marathi cinema and has got accolades and praise for his work, brings a story about Satyaprem played by Kartik Aaryan, a simple, dim-witted LLB fail entitled and naive Gujju boy who is frustrated with his family dynamic and single status and is eager to get married. The important thing is that our leading hero has zero experience with the opposite sex. He becomes absolutely smitten by Katha, played by Kiara Advani, a girl who has her guards up and is a mystery through the initial minutes of the film. Circumstances arise in such a way that they eventually get married. The big question, as everyone saw the trailer and songs, was why is Kiara Advani looking so dejected and sad as she gets married to Satyaprem? And this is precisely what the film unearths. So does Satyaprem ki Katha become another addition to the romance genre, cementing the belief that these type of films are here to stay? Getting right into it, here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of the film so that you guys can ultimately decide whether to watch the movie in theaters or not. The underwhelming aspects. Mixed music and choreography. For a film slated to be the musical romance of the year, I have to say that the album is a hit and a miss, as the melancholic tunes are exceptional in the film, but the dance numbers are average at best. Especially if you market a film as being a standout musical of the year, the quality of the entire album should have been far more refined. I have to still confess though that Aaj Ke Baad and Naseeb Se form the core of this movie, one playing in the first half and the other in the second. The melodies really do act as the core feeling between the two leads and their relationship. When the circumstances get extremely serious, the background score that plays the tunes of these two songs takes over and fits perfectly in enhancing these emotional moments. I can't say the same about the dance tracks though. Gujju Pataka that acts as Kartik's introduction is energy gone haywire, especially when choreographers are adamant in making him do as many combinations of footsteps as physically possible. The attempt of Sun Sajni to really create the Garba Dandiya atmosphere is half-baked in the end credits. The set design and costumes make up for it, but the music and choreography, which should essentially make these lavish sets worth the investment, just does not match the same vibrancy and spark. While Aaj Ke Baad and Naseeb Se are standouts, a poor rendition of Pasudi solidifies the mixed bag that is this album. Rush turncoats and summarization. The film progresses to have an absolutely solid first half. The forgettable jokes in the initial minutes and a terribly wasted Rajpal Yadav gets forgotten the moment the film shifts its tonality to cover several hard-hitting subjects. I wished that the same pace and conviction stayed consistent throughout its screenplay, but in the concluding moments of the film, it almost seemed like the creators were in a rush to wrap up situations that would have needed their own time to unravel. I feel like if the movie had chopped off some of its dance numbers, it actually could have spent time in concluding several unearthed topics with conviction. There are some supporting characters who, with very convenient and easy speeches, shift their loyalties at the drop of a hat, almost becoming nuanced individuals to very complex topics, and you know they aren't inherently like that. And the core, which is the personal struggle of Kiara as Katha, almost takes the shape of being too black and white in the end. They explore the same throughout the film with great sensitivity and tact, but I feel concluded it in a rush to make everyone assume as if the situation has been fixed. When you see the film and understand the topics that have been explored, you'll exactly know what I'm talking about. The good. Cinematography and real locations. It's crazy that we live in a world where I'm actually appreciative of filmmakers shooting in real locations. You know, when nature and physical objects in the background can be felt and touched. This offers an authenticity that will sadly become absent in the distant future, and I feel like this is the beauty of small town films like Bareilly Ki Barfi and Zara Hatke Zara Bachke, where it actually seems like the characters belong to the places that are portrayed. The picturesque locations of Kashmir that cover the romantic getaway, or even Gujarat as the couple goes out on a date, or Sattu finds himself in dreamland absolutely smitten, acts as a perfect backdrop for the abandoned audiences want today. Ayanaka Bose as the cinematographer and Rajat Podar as production designer really have done a fine job in lighting up the frames. It lends a certain opulence and color, I feel like, that just sits right with the genre and themes explored in the movie. The cast. The film rests on the shoulder of the conviction of the two main leads, and I have to say I was pleasantly surprised by the work done by both Kartik Aaryan and Kiara Advani. In the initial minutes of the film, you start wondering whether this is like any other small town generic Kartik Aaryan film, but as the film progresses to get into the more complex topics, Sameer Vidwans meticulously extracts probably some of their most mature performances on the big screen. We can of course not discuss the nitty-gritties in this spoiler-free review, so please write down your thoughts in the comments with a disclaimer first to really have a full discussion below. Kartik's arc transitions from being an entitled, constantly irritable chap to a more empathetic, tender and patient individual. I was worried about the eager smile of Kartik being plastered all over during the promotions, wondering why he's so eager to do this smile again and again. And you quickly realize that the mannerisms and body language are exactly apt for a dim-witted and naive character like Sattu. He is absolutely smitten by Katha and offers her a safe space, and these interactions of one slowly understanding the ropes of taking everything one step at a time really account for moments that are not only profound but educational. While the film explores even the intimate portions between the leads, it all has a purpose in exploring some really complex topics rather than just having the purpose to titillate you. Kiara Advani is one actor who I believe has a potential as a dramatic actor in the commercial space like no one else. I remember I had once said after Shershaah that no one really cries like her, and she proves this yet again with this complex and layered character. Her truth gets explored over time, and one can't help but empathize with her personal battles. Her empty gaze and suffocation manifests into heartbreaking sequences, making for this film to be way more than just an ordinary romance. The supporting cast in the form of a sweet and loving father, Gajraj Rao, and on the other spectrum, Siddharth Randeria as Kiara's father, help in providing context to why these personalities of the children have shaped up this way. But as I previously said, the soul of this film are the two leads and how their journeys coincide with one another. Sameer Vidwans and why it's no ordinary romance. Satyaprem Ki Katha stands out in the list of movies releasing this year because it covers several topics in our society that is in dire need of discussion and also to be presented in a commercial packaging so that it reaches a wider audience. This is not an easy thing to do, as I feel movies like Jug Jug Jio and Tu Jhuti Main Makar have only been partly successful in exploring these taboo subjects. I think Satyaprem Ki Katha stands out from all of them as there is genuine empathy with which Sameer Vidwans has approached these topics, and it absolutely invests you as a dim-witted but smitten Sattu tries to make it work with a lone warrior like Katha. The themes explored in this movie is something you have to experience firsthand in the theatre, as it actually acts as the core of why you immediately get engaged in this tale. Despite some flaws, I can't commend the makers enough for not only shedding light on such layered and complex subjects, but also keeping the secret at bay so that we could beautifully explore it as the movie and the screenplay progressed. This genuinely is like no ordinary romance, and I absolutely love it that way. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about Satyaprem Ki Katha. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.